The year 2014 radically changed Ukraine. Military operations in the eastern part of the country have shown the incredible courage of Ukrainian people. Every day, the modern history of Ukraine remembers the names of heroes who stand guard over peace and sovereignty of their country, the history of revival, formation, and achievements of the armed forces of Ukraine and Ukrainian law enforcement agencies, and the special project Ukraine in Uniform.
They do their watch duty around the clock, in any weather, on holidays and on weekends. They control the skies of Ukraine, about the permanent watch and the eyes that detect all air targets. Next in the program. The air defense forces are always on alert duty. All systems are operational and are constantly modernized, and the reaction time is rapid and efficient. And rest assured, nobody will fly over Ukraine without the permission of the High Command. We are the only kind of troops that are constantly on combat duty, including in the ATO zone. It controls the airspace on a daily basis, and in cooperation with air traffic control, defends the air situation in our country. Servicemen of anti-aircraft troops carry out daily radar tracking and guard the airspace on the border of our country in order to prevent any possibility of a sudden appearance of the enemy. They are currently defending large cities in the country, important facilities and industrial zones. Very often, anti-aircraft forces are called the guards of the sky. These include fighter aircraft, communications and radio equipment, missile and anti-aircraft units. We will get acquainted with all of them one by one. The radio engineering forces of the air forces of the armed forces of Ukraine. It is the Kharkiv National University of Internal Affairs that trains specialists for this kind of army. Annually, more than 40 students graduated from the faculty. They supplement the ranks of radio engineering forces in the military forces of Ukraine. This year we had 22 graduates by February 23rd. All of them are specialists. 10 more will be graduating in August. They are all masters, 30 graduates in total. The faculty trains specialists in such areas: radio engineering and metrology and information measuring technologies, as well as training, retraining and advanced training of military specialists. The faculty has a special approach to studying and classroom equipment. The practical component of the cadets' training sessions is prioritized. The studies employ military equipment that is in service with the army troops. To this end, all the auditoriums are equipped according to the new standards, taking into account all the requirements of the present time. Cadets of our faculty acquire theoretical and practical skills in classes and then in the training center located in Chuguyev. They improve their skills directly in the field during tactical training. Graduates of Kharkiv National University of Internal Affairs continue to serve in the units of the radio engineering forces.
Наші випускники виконують завдання по контролю воздушного пространства.
Our graduates control airspace in 4 radio engineering brigades. Also, our graduates carry out assignments in the ETO zone and serve in the positions of commander of the radar platoon and head of the radar station. They carry out combat duty and detect unmanned aerial vehicles, helicopters, airplanes, and transmit information to anti-aircraft forces and aviation flight guidance points.
Летательные аппараты типа беспилотный летательный аппарат, вертолет, самолет, и выдают информацию на зенитно-ракетные войска и пункты наведения авиации.
In 2016, the restoration of the Ukrainian Air Defense Forces was one of the priority issues at the meeting of the National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine.
За останній період, в радіотехнічні війська
During the last period, radar troops have been issued such equipment as the Pelican radar station. The station is already servicing radio engineering battalions. There is also a new station that performs tasks in the ATO zone, the Malakhnit station. It is a modernized radar station for reconnaissance, detection and tracking of radar objects.
Яка здійснює виявлення, супроводження, радіолокаційних об'єктів.
The main task of anti-aircraft missile forces is to cover troop groupings and strategically important state facilities from enemy airstrikes. As we have already said, the air defense of Ukraine has a clear management structure. Anti-aircraft missile forces and radio engineering forces are responsible for the operation of radar and air defense systems. Their task is to protect the country's airspace. These structures are subordinate to the Air Force of Ukraine, and future officers of anti-aircraft missile forces are also trained at the Kharkiv National University of Internal Affairs.
Відповідно до напрямків, яких я сказав, за наступними етапами.
At our faculty, we carry out training in the following stages. On the first stage, we prepare the cadet to perform the most simple functions of an ordinary soldier. After that, they will master the profession of a squad leader. Then they become a member of the combat service. And after graduation, they become an officer and a commander in this area of training.
За напрямками підготовки.
For many years, the faculty has trained thousands of officers for the armed forces of Ukraine. And today, continuing the glorious military traditions, the cadets are trained here, applying the practical hands-on experience gained in the ATO zone and using the latest technologies.
Відповідна підготовка у нас проходить як практична, так і теоретична. Теоретична проходить в цьому корпусі, а практична підготовка початок проходить з використанням комп'ютерних моделей.
Theoretical and practical training with the use of computer models, one of which you can see behind me, is provided in this building. Then begins the training on class samples. We can see the class equipment, for example, a self-propelled fire installation device. Starting from the third year, our students engage in hostilities in the east of the country in the anti-aircraft missile forces.
Починаючи з третього курсу, наші курсанти вже безпосередньо беруть участь в усіх навчаннях, які проходять в зенітних ракетних військах.
Tactical studies with graduating cadets of the faculty are often conducted with the involvement of the faculty's training complex. The exercises take place on a single tactical background, in conditions that simulate combat as precisely as possible.
Изменился подход до
The approach to combined arms training and basic training has significantly changed. While earlier our graduates performed initial tasks only in the first year, now they are mastering the tasks of combined arms training during the entire training period. As for special training, the experience acquired by the troops, including its practical components, is part of the educational process. And now, beginning from the second year, cadets go through internship in the army. Thus, closer to graduation, they occupy positions in their profession, such as battery commander, platoon commander, and crew commander.
Проводиться послідовно по ступеням від первічної посади за своїм фахом до командира батареї, командира взводу і командира екіпажу.
First and foremost, our primary task is to cover the ground forces. This is somewhat different from the Air Force. Anti-aircraft missile forces carry out their assignments according to their purpose. Our task is to cover the soldiers on the march, both on the defensive and the offensive. Future officers, that is, cadets of the only educational unit in Ukraine, the Department of Air Defense of the Army of Ukraine, pass through excellent training in classes, and in their action, they demonstrate the readiness to perform their duties to perfection. The way from theory to practice lies in sitting in on lectures one day and training in the field with full equipment the following day.
Конспекти, завтра, поле, техніка, дощ, грязь, сонце.
The tactical task is to be ready to destroy unmanned flying objects. The Zu-23 anti-aircraft unit and OSA (Wasp) anti-aircraft installation are deployed. The Strela-10 SAM is used for low-flying targets, and the Buk anti-aircraft missile system attacks conditional targets that attacked a troop grouping from a long distance. The learning process constantly incorporates the experience of the ATO, and today we are training the process of interaction of a mobile fire group that consists of different types of anti-aircraft complexes. The cadets conduct combat exercises with rifles and at the helm. Junior cadets are at the helm, and combat exercises are conducted by senior course instructors that will graduate the following year.
За штурвалами згідно навчального плану працює молодший курс, а бойову роботу веде уже старший курс, який планується в наступному році до випуску.
Endurance, teamwork, and the ability to understand certain aspects. These are key principles because, as they say, theory is one thing, but practice is an entirely different thing altogether. Much attention is paid to the practical training of cadets at the faculty. In accordance with the experience of the ATO, a new system for conducting training has been created, which covers cadets from 1st to 5th year. The quantity of combat firing exercises has increased. If before the war we only practiced shooting in the graduate course, now we carry out firing starting with the first course and combat launches from the second year. Every year we go to combined arms landfills, where we carry out live firing. But I must say that the cadets gain combat skills from the very beginning of their studies. This is a critical element, because it has a positive effect on the quality of studies. In modern conditions, air defense acquires exceptional importance in protecting the army, industry, infrastructure, and the population of the country from airstrikes. These troops become an integral part and in many respects a decisive factor in ensuring the defense capability of the state. And after graduating from the Kharkiv National University of Internal Affairs, the units responsible for constant guard of Ukraine will be endowed with true professionals. These are those officers who are ready to defend the peaceful skies of our country. Undoubtedly, our task for today is to ensure that our graduates comply in full with all the requirements set by the modern armed forces and set by the time for the modern armed forces. I chose this profession because I think every man has to serve in the armed forces of Ukraine. It is his duty before his homeland. The heroes of today's program protect the state of Ukraine, its sovereignty and territorial integrity. The Ukrainian army is doing everything so that civilians will not have to take up arms and to prevent the whole territory of Ukraine from becoming a free-for-all shooting gallery. We wish you peaceful skies and see you in the next program.